Before horses, before wheels. Before the first European ships ever touched American shores, people were traveling thousands of miles across this continent. They crossed dense forests, scaled towering mountains, and navigated sprawling river systems, all on foot or in canoes. So how did they do it? How did ancient Native American communities create continent-spanning networks without the technology we think is essential? The answer is one of the most incredible and often overlooked stories in history. There's a common myth that before the horse, indigenous peoples were isolated, living in small, disconnected groups. The idea is that large-scale travel was impossible, but the evidence from archaeology, oral traditions, and the land itself tells a completely different story. Travel wasn't rare. It was a constant, fundamental part of life across North America for millennia. It's time we put that myth to rest. Long before our modern interstates, ancient highways stretched across the land. These weren't just random paths. They were well-established foot trails, worn deep into the earth by millions of footsteps over generations. Some trails were local, connecting nearby villages for trade or ceremonies. Others were regional arteries, linking entire cultural groups across vast territories. These paths followed the natural contours of the land, finding the most efficient routes through any terrain. They were the lifelines of their world, just as vital to their societies as our road networks are to us today. And these weren't just empty roads. They supported massive, continent-spanning trade networks. The proof is buried right under our feet. Seashells from the Atlantic coast have been found 1,000 miles inland, deep in the Midwest. Obsidian, a volcanic glass prized for making sharp tools, was quarried in the Rocky Mountains and traded hundreds of miles in every direction. Copper from the Great Lakes region made its way all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. This wasn't a fluke. It was a continuous flow of goods, ideas, and people moving across incredible distances, creating a vibrant, interconnected continent, all powered by foot travel. But walking wasn't the only way. For many, rivers were the true superhighways. Indigenous nations were master boat builders, creating advanced canoes perfectly suited to their environments. In the forests of the north and east, the birch bark canoe was an engineering marvel. It was light enough for one person to carry over land between waterways, yet strong enough to carry heavy loads through rough waters, along the Pacific coast and in the south. Giant trees were transformed into massive dugout canoes, some capable of carrying dozens of people and tons of cargo on ocean voyages. Using the natural currents, a journey that might take weeks on foot could be done in just a few days by canoe, opening up the heart of the continent. And what about on land, especially on the vast open plains? Before horses, another animal companion helped carry the load: dogs. Many plains tribes developed a simple but highly effective tool called a travois. It was just two long poles harnessed to a dog's shoulders with a platform or net in between to hold supplies. the ends of the poles dragged on the ground behind the dog. It wasn't fast, and a dog couldn't pull as much as a horse, but it worked. A family could use several dogs with travois to transport their tipi coverings, food, and tools when moving camp. This simple technology allowed for a level of mobility that was crucial for the hunting lifestyles of many plains communities. Of course, all this travel required more than just tools. It required incredible physical endurance. But from a young age, people were conditioned for long-distance movement. Walking, running, and carrying loads weren't special activities. They were just part of daily life. This built extraordinary stamina. Historical accounts and oral traditions tell of specialized messengers who could run 30, 40, or even 50 miles in a single day for days on end to deliver important news between nations. This wasn't a superpower. It was the result of a lifetime of physical preparation and a deep understanding of their own bodies. So, how did they navigate without a compass or a GPS? They used a far more sophisticated system, a deep, ingrained knowledge of the environment. They didn't need a paper map when the map was all around them. They navigated by memorizing landmarks, a specific rock formation, a bend in a river, a unique stand of trees. At night, they navigated by the stars, understanding the celestial patterns with expert precision. They knew the flow of rivers and the lines of mountain ridges. This knowledge wasn't held by just a few experts. It was passed down through generations, embedded in stories and songs, creating a vast mental library of geography that made paper maps unnecessary. Travel was also deeply connected to seasonal intelligence. The best path in the summer might be completely impassable in the winter. Indigenous communities had a profound understanding of this timing. They knew which rivers would freeze solid, turning into ice highways. They knew which mountain passes would be blocked by snow, and which lowlands would flood in the spring. Their movements followed the rhythms of nature. Choosing when to travel was just as important as choosing which path to take, and this strategic timing was a critical part of their success. So why does this myth of pre-horse immobility still exist? It's largely because history is often told from a single perspective. When Europeans arrived, the horse did dramatically transform the cultures of the Great Plains, amplifying their mobility. That part of the story is true, and it became the dominant image of Native American life. But it's crucial to remember that the horse expanded mobility did not create it. The networks, the knowledge, and the physical ability to travel great distances existed for thousands of years before that. Indigenous travel was never primitive. It was strategic, intelligent, and based on a deep, reciprocal relationship with the land. These ancient trails and riverways carried more than just trade goods. They carried culture, stories, ceremonies, and knowledge. They were the arteries that kept an entire continent connected and alive. And much of that knowledge, that resilience, and that connection to the land still exists today. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, Consider subscribing for more stories that reconnect us with our shared past.